I'm Miss Mila Rose and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm super excited to be doing a Lisa Genshin Impact cosplay get ready with me video. You babes are going to see how I do Lisa's makeup as well as some behind the scenes of my photo shoot as Lisa and so much more. So because Lisa is an electro mage and her main color is purple, I've decided that I'm going to be diving into my very colorful palette for some purples and some shimmery purples to do my eyeshadow. My base makeup is already complete with some cover up, my eyebrows, and I've primed my eyes for you babes to get started with today's magical look. So I'm going to get started with some Roxy and Roly, this dark purple color right here in this palette, which is Morphe by Lisa Franxx. If anyone is interested in picking up this palette, I got it from Amazon. So now I'm going to go ahead and dive into this color, and I'm basically going to do a dark liner. So now I'm going to take some Rainbow Majesty and blend the outer eyelids, and I'm also going to use Priscilla for my inner eyelids and then blend that towards the center of my eyelids. I'm trying something a little bold and brave and new here, so I hope it turns out really nice. Next, I'm going to take some Playtime Kittens so I can blend out my eyelids going upwards, and I'm going to finish off with some Blanca underneath my eyebrows and the corners of my eyes to give a little bit of a really nice highlight. Eyeshadow is complete. There is a bit of a mess under my eyes. I don't know how I always manage this. That's okay, because I'm going to fix that and cover it up. But before I do that, I'm going to make sure that my eyes are completely finished, my eyeliner and my mascara. And lastly, we need some lip color, and because Lisa is an electro mage, I have a purple shade just for her. And this is my favorite lip gloss color ever. It's Exhibitionist lip gloss, and the brand is CoverGirl, so drugstore product, but I love it so much. So there you have it. This is Lisa's makeup look, or at least the look that I chose to do for Lisa's cosplay. I really like it. I love all the purples, but no Lisa cosplay would be complete without a few extra items. There. Much better. So now that the makeup look is all complete, I'm going to show you babes the complete Lisa cosplay costume. Here is the complete Lisa cosplay. Ooh, I really like this design. I love how witchy it is, and it is giving me some Mavilu vibes, which is really neat. But this cosplay was so much work. Let me get into everything that fell apart. But first, let me break this costume down for you. So there is a lot going on here. You got the hat, you got the gloves, you have tons of accessories from this chain to the earring. You have the belt, which also has a detachable rose. You have the stockings, the dress, this back piece, which ties around the waist, and of course you have the wig. Now, when I first got this cosplay delivered to me, there were so many pieces broken, but as I tried on the cosplay and I was getting into the cosplay, everything just started falling apart and breaking. This glove has a rip in it right here. There's 4 golden pieces on this flower. 1 or 2 of the golden pieces just kept falling off, and I had to keep crazy gluing them back together. Another piece that was breaking was this right here. It just completely detached from the hat, and then there's a few pieces on this cage, I guess you could say, corners that I had to crazy glue back on. Another piece that broke on me was this foam piece. I just did a little pinch so I could clip this thing on. Half of this foam piece, because it's so cheaply made, just snapped, just so easily just snapped. This circle completely detached from this piece right here, so I had to crazy glue that back on. This rose that can just clip onto the belt had one of its leaves just fall off from the rose, so I had to crazy glue that back on. The chain that they had here, it was just very cheap and it completely shattered. I ended up having to purchase a chain and hand do it so I could attach it like so. The stockings weren't damaged when I got them. They didn't become damaged, but I didn't like how they were created essentially. Basically where Lisa is just supposed to have skin, or maybe it's like a pantyhose material or something that's dividing the shorts part of the pantyhose and the tights. They had a very generic white skin color tone, a fabric that is supposed to universally fit everyone's skin color, and I really didn't like this. So I did wear the tights how they came in initially, but I did not like this at all, and I thought it was extremely lazy of whoever designed this. So I actually took scissors and I separated the two pieces and I cut around the design so that I essentially have shorts and the tights. The only problem is that the tights do not stay up. I've tried so many things to try and get it to hold. I've tried tape, I've tried hair gel on my legs. The hair gel worked a lot better than the tape. The fabric just detached from and it wasn't wanting to stick. But I don't know, if you guys have any ideas of how I can get these to stick on my legs better, definitely comment in the comment section below for this amateur cosplayer, because nothing's working for me. But I have to say that despite the fact that these don't really stay up, I much prefer the design this way. So aside from everything that's been falling apart with this cosplay, there are two things that I actually created myself, which are Lisa's magic book and her high heel shoes. So let me show you those items right now. So here is the book, and I know it's not perfect, but I put a lot of time and effort into this book to try and get it as authentic as I could possibly get it. So this started out as just a plain black book. I painted it white, I let it dry. I used a gold permanent marker to draw the design. And then I did the back design when everything was dry on the front using a ruler. I actually used these buttons for these circles. Next, I did the spine, which is one repeating pattern, and I did the same thing on the other side here. And lastly, I took two blue foam pieces, and that is how I binded the book. And then I just crazy glued them onto the book. Actually, I probably used hot glue gun for this. So that is one of two of my DIY projects that I did for this cosplay. This book was pretty much made from scratch. And then I did the heels. The heels was something that I knew that I was going to make right away because I couldn't find, at the time I could not find Lisa's cosplay heels when I had her costume completely purchased in the wig. Now they exist, but to be honest, I think I like these a little bit better. But essentially how I crafted these shoes is I took the base shoe, I made this design on both of the shoes, and then I also painted these heels and then used a silver marker to get the crisscross design and make it very metallic-y looking. So the complete costume that I purchased, it did come with the straps, but the straps didn't fit over these heels. I just decided to detach them from the straps that came with the costume. I crazy glued or used a hot glue gun with a piece of foam to attach to the inside of the strap, and I centered it the best I could, and voila, that is how I got the shoes. Now, the other shoe has a bit of a problem because the other one, these chains, again, these chains, so many chains kept on detaching from this costume. The belt, the hats, every chain imaginable were just detaching because the chains used for this cosplay were very cheap. So this chain, again, is very, very cheap, not sturdy at all, and it just keeps on detaching from the strap on my other shoe. So if I'm going anywhere, I will just leave it off because I don't want to lose it, but it won't stay on. So that's one problem that I haven't really tried to fix yet. It's probably fixable. But again, just another piece of how cheap this costume was, but the costume was actually very expensive, which is really upsetting. So other than having to fix this cosplay and two DIY projects that I had, the book and my shoes, I also did some more DIY work with this costume because it wasn't really functioning right. One of those things included the dress. So they actually did have strap loops, and this was just falling down and it wasn't staying up. I don't think it came with anything for me to actually strap them myself, but luckily I had some of this on me, which is basically just clear, stretchy string, and I looped it through the front and the back for both of the straps, and I tied knots. So I basically have a strap on each of my shoulders to help keep this part up, because otherwise it just falls down and does not hold by itself. And the other piece was my hat. When I first got this hat, I was so nervous about this cosplay because the hat would not even stay on my head. A lot of people recommended bobby pins for everything. And the thing is that bobby pins sounds like way too much work. If I'm doing a cosplay video where I am actively role-playing, it's just a mess to deal with, where it's not gonna function as quickly, as easily, and as transparently. You're gonna see these bobby pins going in and out and all the work involved unless I do cuts. So instead of bobby pins, I had the idea to get some clips and just hot glue them to the clips to the hat. So I'm gonna show you right now how simple and easy this is. And it really doesn't make as much of a mess as one might think. So here is the inside of the hat, and essentially I put the hat on my head trying to figure out exactly where I need to place them. I only wanted to place two because I only wanted to place them on the front so I could just get the hat on really quick and easy. And yeah, I just used hot glue on these parts of the clips on the hat, and you don't even know that they are there, and they're so easy. And now the hat stays on without worrying at all. The clips are already centered for me, so all I have to do is, using my two hands, I pinch the clips open, I pull back some of the hair. It's literally that easy, and this hat just stays on. I can shake my head from side to side. It will stay on. I love this so much. And anytime I will ever need to do a hat like this in the future, this is what I'm doing because it is amazing. I love it. So of course the wig was no exception. This was one of the best wigs that I have received for cosplay wigs to date. I think the quality is very well done, but there are pieces that I had to trim. It just wasn't right. So one of those things were the length of my bangs. They were going about this long. I want to say they were about this long. And that's just too long for Lisa's bangs, so I had to trim them a decent amount. And then these side pieces were curving in like into my mouth, so I had to trim these side pieces too. And then this detachable hair chunk I had to separate and cut and get some hair gel to hold it in place because that was not really a part of the wig when I got it. But aside from that, this wig was pretty easy to work with, and I think the quality is really, really good. I didn't do everything that should have been done with this cosplay, but again, everything should have been working smoothly from delivery, which it wasn't. Well, this has been so much fun. I've had a blast cosplaying as Lisa from Genshin Impact. And of course, I have some behind the scenes photos for you babes to check out right now. I hope you babes had a blast coming along with me to see my Lisa cosplay from Genshin Impact. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe down to my YouTube channel down below, turning on that notifications button. I'll be seeing you babes next time with another cosplay video. Bye for now. Until next time.